What's going on, world? This is my first live. I wanted to talk about three the three roles of a father. First, let me make sure that I am recording on Anchor as well as YouTube. All right. Wow. So recording there. All right. We are good to go. We are live on Anchor, live on YouTube. So, good morning, world. It's your boy Calvin, like my way. And I wanted to talk about the three roles of a father. There's three different roles that can obviously be that can be stated, and being a father. Um, these three roles are kind of simple. I mean, in all honesty, but a lot of times, some, if not a few, get lost in the shuffle. The three roles of a father are protecting, providing, and guiding. Okay, that's protecting, providing, and guiding. Three roles of a father. Now, what I want to do is guide you through the process, share with you what all three of these mean, how you can more effectively guide, protect, and provide for your family, and be the best possible you that you can be for your family. The best dad, the best husband, the best leader. So, without further along, so number one, protecting. Protecting is something that most guys get that off gate, right? Uh, the alpha mentality is more natural for a alpha male to naturally have a desire to protect one's family, to protect someone that's not as strong as you, or a younger sibling or family member, right? But as a father, what you are protecting is your seed. You're protecting your child. You're protecting your household. Um, and what actually I feel that's get missed many times is the idea or the realization that you're not just protecting your children. You're protecting the community. You're protecting um, uh, uh, a way of life. You're protecting your household. You're protecting your kingdom. Your home is your castle. So anyone that walks into past the threshold of your household, that comes into under is under your protection. Anyone, that's male, female, child, elderly, whatever, they are under your protection. Think about it. You are legally liable for anyone that is on your property. It's crazy, right? So it is your responsibility to ensure the protection. That's not just the physical. I think that's the first thing that we get. But we have to also protect our children uh, physically, emotionally, psychologically, as well as sexually, because there's a lot of creeps out here that will do some real jacked up stuff, that have perverted and perversions mentalities and mindsets when it comes to children, women. There's some freaks out here, man. And as a father, it is your responsibility to have your eyes open, to be vigilant and watch over your children, watch over your wife. Cause many times, me and my wife, we were talking last night, right? And we were talking about some situations, and we she pretty much said that, you see a lot of things that I don't, um, because you're the head. You know what I mean? As the head of the household, as the man that you are to be, it's your responsibility to be the head. Now, that's not to say that your woman, your wife, your spouse, your other half, right, ain't got no brain, because she does. She has eyes, she has ears, she has a mouth, she has thoughts and understanding, right? She can see things that you won't see. But as the man, it's your responsibility to have a heart of not only compassion but for protection, right? You have to have a mind to be on on guard at all times. Excuse me. And that's not just for threats that are outside, but internally too, because a lot of times you got to be careful about who you have around your children, and that even goes for family. You must protect your children at all costs, and that's just the God honest truth. Number two, and I'll come back, and if anyone in the chat wants to ask a question, we'll address that as well. But number two, we at the protection we have provision. To provide is the father's responsibility to provide for the household, to provide for his family. Now, this is not some um, anti-woman speech or anything, because I feel like if a man isn't in the house and a woman has to step up, then I commend that woman. I respect that one. I honor that woman because the man ain't wasn't doing his job. She had to step up, and I honor and I respect the woman that can do such a thing. But as a man that is in the situation, that is in the home, it is your responsibility to be the provider. It is your responsibility. Because think about it, a lot of guys sit up here and have these jacked up ideals that a woman's place is in the kitchen or doing dishes or whatever, whatever. And that's fine if she's a stay at home mom and that's what she wants to do. I mean, everybody's situation is different, and hell, I think it's awesome if that's your calling, right? But as a man, if your woman is home and she's cooking and cleaning and all that, then you got to be the provider. You got to provide her with the tools and resources to do what she's called to do. If she wants to cook and clean, then damn it, if you want a meal when you come home, you need to bring some groceries, brother. If you want the house to be clean in such a way, you got to make sure she got her supplies. You got to make sure the vacuum and so forth is in order. You must provide, and that's just not in the monetary sense. You have to provide your time. You have to provide your love. You have to provide your presence, because just paying a bill, just providing a check and saying, "Here, honey, this is the bill money. You take care of it." That's not being a man. That's not being a man. That's being the bank teller. You know what I mean? You're just providing. You're handing. Here you go. You pay the bills. You take care of that. But if you're the man, you take up responsibility. You take ownership, and you say, "Hey, baby, I'm taking care of," and you handle your business. I remember coming up as a child, we would go out to eat different dinners and stuff, or we'll go out on family vacations, and my dad he take care of everything. And as a child, that's how I was brought up. Now my mom, she worked. She wasn't some stay-at-home mom that did the whole. Now she cooked. She made sure the house was clean. Um, and she kept because I'm one of three boys that grew up in the house together. My dad had more kids than that. He was a super dad. Uh, excuse me, but she made sure that the house was in order, right? And my dad made sure that everything else was in order as well. And he also presided or looked over the household as well. It wasn't as if, oh, this is your area, this is your area. They were a collective unit as parents. And that's what we need more today is collective units that can actually parent together. A lot of times you have situations where, oh, I just want you know, different situations where you'll have a mother that don't want to discipline the children, and it's dad's duty to discipline the children. Yeah, what that creates at a time, which is fine, because men usually are the disciplinarians. But the mother also has to have a strength in which she can provide discipline whenever the father isn't home. Because if the father is the only one that provides discipline, guess what happens when daddy ain't home? Kids going crazy. There's no honor or respect. And that the the barrier or the realization that knowledge, that love, that caring can be shown with, hold on, with by both parents is awesome. The father gives that discipline and the mother can give love, but the father must also be able to provide the love as well. If you get what I'm saying, you can't just allow yourself as a father to be a one-dimensional father, a one-dimensional parent, to where the children only see you as the stick. You know what I mean? Or and I ain't getting into, however you discipline your children, but if your essence is tied to punishment, oh, go to your room, oh, you can't have this, you can't have that, and you never are a person that can actually show affection or love, it builds psychological barriers in the mind of a child. So we got to be able to protect, we got to be able to provide, and that's not just money. That's finances, that's love, that's time, uh, as well as the et ceteras and et ceteras, man. We gotta be able to provide. We have to be giving of ourselves, because truth be told, if you are a man or a woman, it doesn't matter. When it comes to being a parent, you can't be selfish. Okay, it then turns to providing, protecting, and guiding and your family line. And what you want to do, you want your children to be not a reflection of you, because you don't want the same patterns and mistakes to occur. You want them to be a better representation, the next version, the 2.0. You know what I mean? You want them to be an upgrade. You want to bring forth positivity, bring forth love, bring forth change. Um, and that leads me into number three layer of being a father, and that's guidance. And I feel like a lot of times with we find ourselves being proud or being strong, and taking great pride in being the the protector. We take pride in being the provider. Yeah, I pay the bills, or I take care of this, I take care of that, right? But when it comes to guidance, a lot of times we divert that to the woman and say, "Hey, let I let you handle that, baby. Be the guiding light. You be the word of wisdom." But truth is, as a father, it is your responsibility to teach your children. Because this is what you got to remember. The man of the next generation will be a reflection of the man of this generation. And that is freaking scary to me, because there are so many you know haphazardly so-called men out here that don't step up, don't take responsibility, don't take pride in being strong, that don't take pride in their masculinity, that don't take pride in sharing the things that they did to go to the next level, the things that they accomplished, that don't take pride in sharing even their failures. Because a person can learn from your failures just like they can learn from your successes. You have to be able to share and guide your children through the process of life. Obviously, you ain't gonna sit up here and tell a 2-year old about 18-year-old problems, because it's a freaking 2-year-old. You know what I mean? And you're not gonna sit up here and talk to an 18-year-old about freaking 5-year-old problem. He's freaking 18 now. You have to develop and guide your children through the process as they arrive at certain situations. And you don't want your children to learn about life, experiencing, getting into college years of high school. I mean, and even middle school and elementary school, when you got to talk about drugs and alcohol use, man. Like, you as a father, it is your responsibility to protect. That means shelter at times. That means cover them, keep them from certain things. and provide them with the right information, right? Which would in turn turns into guidance. You have to be able to guide your children through the process of living and learning. And that means being on the right decisions that you made as well, right? So, and sure, I don't want this video to turn into where what 15 minutes now, a little over 15 minutes. But I didn't want this video to turn into a hour and a half rolling. You know, it's a part of being a man is take responsibility. You know, she caught everybody's situation is different. This is no, disrespect or slight to anyone. And it's not about being the breadwinner. It's about taking responsibility as a man and stepping forward. You understand what I'm saying? About stepping forward and being a provider, being a man of strength, a man of decision, because you have to make the hard choices at times as a man. When it comes to protection, as I said, it's not just about, oh, I'm gonna make sure that the door's locked at night. I'm gonna make sure the monster's not in the closet, which this is a part of being a man or being a father, but it's also both become the reflection of those that influence them. And you want to, if you're not in a great place or not where you want to be in life, that's fine. We're still living, we're still growing, but you have to be able